Alright, hello. Welcome to my channel. This is the indoor micro channel. This is going to be my first video that I put on this channel to try to get some people interested. But I do indoor gardening. I do micro grows in a grow tent indoors under LED lights. And what I want to show you guys today is the grow lights that I use for my grow tents. And so basically this is a video on how to make a LED or CFL grow light fixture. Okay, and what you're going to need most importantly are these. These are vanity lights, like for the bathroom. My grow tent is 24 inches wide, so I chose, or 30 inches wide, so I chose to get the biggest one that would fit in my tent. And these are 24 inch, 4 bulb, and they're a polished stainless finish, so it's really reflective. These are about $10 a piece, and you can get a smaller version. You can get an 18 inch. You know, if you have less space, say you have a 24 inch wide grow tent, you can get just a 3 bulb 18 inch, and they even go up to 5. So you're gonna need these, and these, like I said, these are like 10 bucks. They're available. You can find them online if you have to. They're easily sourced at even Walmart, but I got these from a place called Menards, which is similar to Home Depot or Lowe's. So any of those places you can find these. And you're gonna need a piece of wood to mount these to, so it's rigid. And the best wood to use for this, and it's not what I have just a scrap that I found that is gonna work, but the ideal board for using 2 of these would be a 1x10, because it's about a 1/2 inch wider on each side of this without having to cut vertically. So a 1x10 is the perfect width with minimal cutting to mount 2 of these side by side. This particular board is a rough cut. I believe it's pine or cedar, but I had an extra, so I'm going to use this, and it's actually more narrow than a 1x10, so they might hang over the edges a little bit on this one. But if you can, try to get a 1x10, and then it's going to have to be at least 22 or 24 inches long, but I recommend longer so you can put your mounting holes for your lights. But if you want to make it the exact width, you could use just eye hooks on the back to hang it rather than drill holes like I'm going to. I mean, you can use about any wood. If you have access to saws and stuff, you can cut a piece of plywood, you know, whatever. So basically you're just going to find a piece of wood that you can mount these to. Then you're going to need this. This is just an extension cord that I got for $1 at a dollar store somewhere. You can use any cord. You know, I chose to use a 2-prong. And I'll show you a little bit about the wiring on a 2-prong if you're unsure of that towards the end. And you'll just need some basic tools. Black tape, some wire nuts to wire the power cord to the fixture, and you'll need a drill and some drill bits. So let's get started on building this thing. So basically what you're going to do first, clear all this stuff out of the way, is these lights, and these are pressure fitted to hold the plate on. And actually, if you want to make these a little tighter, if they seem loose, there's some little teeth in here, and you can bend a couple down just to make it tighter grip on the socket there to hold the back on. So you're going to want to take both of these off, and I'm just going to set these to the side and pull all these off. Like, you can also get these in white too, you know, if you would rather have white, and you can get some other fixtures if you choose to. But what you're going to do is these have a mounting. These particular ones, if you get the same ones, these are actually by Patriot Lighting from Menards. There's some mounting holes, and then there's some big holes in the middle that you run your wires through, whether it's in your wall or whatever. In this case, it's going to be through the back of the board and then wired to that. So what you're going to do here, and I do this by eye. I mean, if you get real technical about it, you can do it with a tape measure, which I may throw a tape up here just to help a little bit. But basically, you want to center them in the center and evenly space them here the best you can. Always staying closer in the center. If you're using a 1x10, you'll have some extra space, so you want about maybe a quarter or a half an inch in the center, and then the outsides are fine. But in this case, I'm limited on my outside space, so I'm going to make them as close as possible, because the plates that fit on over these actually stick out about an 1/8 inch on each side of this these metal plates. So I'm gonna try to do it the best I can here with this narrow board. But I think that, well, let's just throw this up here. 5 1/4 and 4 1/2. So these come this way just a little bit. Let's try that again. We got 5 and we got close to 5. A little bit back this way. Okay. So there we go. That's pretty much centered. That's about all you really got to do. Try to get them as best you can. And always make sure these two holes are facing together, not like one here, because when you wire them, you want them close together on the other side. So now that is, I forgot to mention, you'll need some short screws, some short wood screws, and you're just gonna try to keep this from moving, but just screw it into place. And it's going to move a little bit, but like I said, it does not have to be perfect. And I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can for the length of this video, which this video may be in a couple parts, I don't know. But that's all you're going to do is mount that one. And then, and also when you're mounting these, make sure you pull the wires up from underneath. If that's not obvious, but you're going to want to make sure they're above. Okay. And looks like we're still pretty lined up. And one more screw. That's the beauty of these. There's only 2 mounting screws and it will hold very well. I think I might have hit a knot. Okay, we got it in. There's a knot there apparently. No big deal. And if you're actually worried about a mess, you might do this outside. I'm doing it in my basement because I'm not real worried about it. Yeah, so once you got that, that's basically all you need. And then you can kind of mock these up and see how it's going to look. But that's basically it. It'll be side by side, and this one might hang over just a little bit, but it'll be okay. An important thing with this, with the wood, also, like by using a 1x10, is the board is rigid. Like I have this built before on some 3/8 plywood, and it would bow, and then the plates would lift off. So it's good to have a rigid board. And once you got that, what you're going to get is a drill bit. And let me see, this one right here should do fine. You just want it big enough that you can get this cord, well, not this cord, but all 4 of these cords through. And that's going to be plenty. You don't need a lot of extra. You can make the hole as big as you want though. It doesn't really matter, I guess. I choose to keep it kind of minimal in excess here. So right in the center of these holes is where I do it. You can do it close to one side or whatever. I like to do it in the center. Get the hole started. And what I might do is, I got an ashtray here. I'm going to set this over the ashtray so I don't drill into my table. But just a little trick there. Okay, there's that one. Make sure I'm under here. And we're going to do this one. Okay. And since we're already drilling, I'm going to go ahead and let me empty this into the trash. I'll flip it over and knock it off. I'm going to go ahead and skip the wiring for right now, and since I'm drilling, I'm going to go ahead and actually no, that I'll save some time because you don't really need to see that. But basically what I was going to show is how I do my mounting system. And all I do for mine, because this is going to be attached to the top, all the way to the top of the tent, you know, in my case. And I'm gonna drill 4 holes, and I basically just zip tie it to the top of my grow tent. And like I said, you can use, if you want, and you make this shorter or whatever, you can use eye bolts, you know, just so you can run a rope, or you can drill holes and run a rope, however you choose to do that. But what I like to do in my grow tent, since it's only 36 inches tall, I just zip tie it to the top of the ceiling there in the grow tent. So okay, now that we got that and they're mounted and everything, gonna run your wires through these holes. Chris Cornell, rest in peace, my man. And run these through. Okay, and now we're just about ready to wire it. This is very simple light, you know, and I'll explain all the benefits of using this too. You know, this all together, if you can, even if you have to buy the board, you know, you can, most of the time at the home stores, you know, the home improvement stores, you can pick up, they'll sell like scrap wood, and you can find these for a couple bucks, or you can buy a whole 1x10 for like $4 or $5 probably. So, you know, or any scrap that you can source that'll work. So basically all you're paying for is the vanity lights, and those are $10 a piece, give or take, depending on where you get them. And well, of course the light bulbs, because these do run off light bulbs, so that's a cost, but not for the fixture. So that kind of varies quite a bit. But okay, so once you got these, now on these 2-wire, the black is hot and the white is neutral. And one way you can always tell if you're not sure is the black wire will run to that center plunger in there that the light bulb rests on, and the white one runs to the socket. That's the neutral, so the metal socket on the inside. And now that's one thing I was going to get to with wiring these. When you're wiring 2-prong on these plugs, you'll notice one has a fat side and one has just a narrow side with no bulging head on it. Sorry. One side is wider than the other. Now the wide side is the neutral side, and that will go to the white wire. So what you want to do on this is find the fat side and look at your wire. And on this particular wire, probably with most of them, there's writing on the wire housing here on one side, and on this one it goes to the hot side. So make note of that. You go to the end of your cord that you cut, which I hope you don't need an explanation on how to do that. You just get you some wire strippers and cut the plug off and strip it. You can do it with a knife. You know, it's really simple. So the writing on this side, that was the hot side. So what you want to do is find both your hot wires, which are black, and you're gonna twist them all together, just like that. And you're gonna twist them clockwise. And the reason you twist them clockwise is because these wire nuts, which I highly recommend, I would not do this without putting a wire nut on these. If you black tape them and no wire nut, it's not very safe. So those are twisted together. Make sure you got them all bundled, and then you twist this over it, and this will hold the wires very securely, and they won't slip out or anything and come apart or anything like that. So this side was the neutral. This side is the one that goes to the fat side of the plug-in. You got that, and you just remember clockwise, so they're all twisting clockwise. So when you twist this on to tighten it, it twists them even tighter together and holds them all really well. And now from here, you're wired up, you're ready to plug it in. You're basically done. What I'm going to do, I always recommend this, is whenever I'm wiring something like this, I always tape it on top of the wire nuts. Now if you're in a situation where you don't expect any humidity or moisture or anything like that, you might be able to get away with just the wire nuts, but I would always recommend putting some black tape over it just to be safe. Just a good practice, I guess. And yeah, so tape these up. It's a good little amount. This will also help them keep from maybe pulling apart if they happen to try to do that on you. Now once you get all these together, takes a little bit to get it all wound up here. Okay, now these are taped and you're ready to roll. So with those together, and you could even go in and I actually might do that, and you can kind of just tape these together just to keep them from spreading out too much. So there we go. And actually, if you know what you're doing and you have access to some shrink wrap or something, or heat wrap, I'm sorry, that would be a good alternative too, but this works just fine. So there you go. That's basically all there is to it. And like I said, the mounting holes on mine are not, I'm not going to show that because that's just basics, really easy. You just drill 4 holes, and or however you choose to mount it, you know, there's multiple ways. So that's the light, and that's all there is to building it, you know. Some basic wiring and some basic tools is all you would really need. And now once you get it, just secure it into place with these. Okay, I'm missing one. Where did that thing? Oh, there it is. Okay, there you go. And you can kind of, these got a little wiggle room, so you can kind of push them, get them where you want them. And that's it. Now, not too bad on the spacing there. Looks pretty good. Okay, now this one just shows you how to build it. Now I can show you another identical one that I made that I have in one of my grow tents right now. And let me just explain some of the benefits of this. This just uses regular house bulbs. Now you might think that you need, you know, if you're using LED, a lot of people think you got to have LED grow lights, and they think that you know, the ones that are red, white, and have all the spectrum and everything, which nothing against those, but you don't really need them, and I'll show you in my grow tent. What I use is just regular LED house bulbs, and they're rated for 5000 K because I'm in the grow stage right now. But you know, what the good thing about that is you could put a mixed spectrum in here. You could put a 5000 K and a 3000 K, and you could basically mix it however you want to get your own, you know, I guess custom lighting, you know. Or you could go all 5000 like I do, or you could go all 3000 for the warmer temperature of the bulb. And that's another good thing with this, is there's a really wide variety of light bulbs you could use. If you're using it like this, where the bulbs are directly above it, I would go ahead and recommend an LED bulb, because an LED bulb has an angle of about like this. It comes up for each bulb. So when the bulb is facing directly down, you have very good light coverage. If you're using it maybe horizontally on the wall or something, I might recommend CFLs for that, because CFL, like a spiral CFL, or even the ones that are like this, I don't know what they call those, have a more 360 degree and a horizontal light spread. So for my case, it's just going to be mounted up like this, and the bulb's facing straight down. And the benefit, most importantly for me, with the LED bulbs is how energy efficient they are. My current one right now, I have all 8 5000K 11 watt LED bulbs, and so a total of 88 watts, and then each bulb is 1100 lumens, so 1100 lumens times 8, that's almost 9000 lumens for 88 watts. And I'll show you, they grow plants really well, and they're just a 5000K LED bulb. So there it is. I mean, that's all there is to it. It's a really cheap, and to me it's very versatile, so you can put whatever kind of light bulb in here really that you want, and that to me is the benefit of it, also being how cheap it is, because like I said, this is basically a $20 light fixture, minus the cost of your bulbs. So the bulbs may cost you between $20 and $40 for 8 of them, depending on what you go with. If you go with like 13 watt CFL bulbs, you can get them pretty cheap at Walmart and everything, so it may be less. So there's that. And then I'll go ahead and in the next take, I'll show you my current setup and the lights in use and how well they grow plants. So thanks for watching so far, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, welcome back. So this is an identical light that I already have fashioned and I've been using for quite a while. As you can see, it's just mounted to the top of my grow tent, and all 8 bulbs, 5000K LED bulbs, 11 watts, 1100 lumens. So I'm guessing, with a LED bulb, you get pretty much 100 lumens per watt, which is pretty good. I mean, there's probably some people that might disagree, I don't know. But yeah, this is how well the stuff grows under these lights. And again, that's a $20 light fixture, plus the cost of your bulbs, whatever you try to use. So in here, I've got ghost pepper. I've got another ghost pepper, and this one I'm doing a little kind of a test on. I'm trying to grow it. I'm going to try to grow it its whole life in this 2-ounce disposable shot glass. It's 2-inch by 2-inch, and I might do a video on these too, because these things are so awesome. You just put a hole in the bottom. They are awesome for starting seeds, and I might do a seed starting video on those to show exactly how I do it. I use a little humidity box and everything for that. But yeah, I mean, that's the light finished and done, in operation, and it works excellent. So yeah, this is my setup. Basically, I have a grow tent down there and a grow tent up here. Like I said, I'm in the basement, and I've been growing these for quite a while now. Now, my original purpose for making this channel was to demonstrate my DWC systems, and I actually build I build them, and I plan on offering them on eBay for anybody that might want to buy one. I don't have them listed yet. When I put the video up of the complete grow on these, to show the duration you can grow in, and just basically all the information that I need, the research and development, I guess you could call it, just to show people what you can do with them. That was my main purpose for this channel, but I decided to start off by showing this light fixture. So yeah, and this is all my stuff. I got this is for my cat, Bub, and got bamboo, which I'm having trouble with this stuff, and this is soil. But also these are the same age plants too. This is the ghost pepper, and this is ghost pepper. The only difference is this one is in the DWC system I make, and this one is maintained in this little pot. So yeah, I mean, there it is. There's your light fixture. And anybody that's looking for a cheap way that's versatile, you know, there you go. Perfect for a grow tent. It's got plenty of wattage. Or plenty of lumens to grow plants, as you can see. Very low wattage with the LED, so you know the footprint, the cost of your electricity it's going to be better with those compared to any other bulb that you use. And yeah, that's it. And I hope you found this kind of interesting or helpful if you're looking to build a light fixture. And I hope to see you again. Maybe in the next video I'll have my DWC system to show people exactly how well it works and everything else. And it may be on eBay pretty soon in the future. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Bye.